Hello again. So we made a decision on our property about, we actually changed our minds about something. We had said before we didn't want an outhouse, and we instead were using this little, it's called a bedside commode. They use it in hospitals and so on, in a tent. But that gets kind of nasty. So for long-term use, it's not really that effective. So we are going to go with an outhouse after all. So we'll show where we're going to put it. So one of the things we thought about, probably the biggest thing, was what direction does the wind come from most of the time? And what direction does it not come from? So we want to put it where we're not going to get any wind from. So you see we kind of go up this way. And we cleared this out just a bit. It was already a trail, they call them skidder trails, where they have these vehicles that would go through as they were doing logging. And so we've got some of these areas that we can open back up pretty easily. And you might not be able to see it just yet, but there's a can back there with a pink ribbon on it. That's about where we're going to put it.
So what we found with using the bag and going to the dump method for the poo was that it just was really quite odoriferous going to the dump, and this will be much better, we hope, with using, I think, lime and cedar chips to keep the odors down. So our builder, we've been very pleased with how he did our cabin. So he showed us the outhouse that he has on his property, and it's really nice. So we're hoping with windows and venting and all of that, that our outhouse will be a pleasant experience and definitely more sustainable as far as living up here more. We're hoping to spend the summer up here next year, and upon retirement we'll be able to be up here. We're not sure about winters yet, but we're hoping.
Yeah, it's one thing to use the solution we've been using for a week and a half, a couple weeks at a time, but a couple months at a time or more, not so great.
Yeah.
We're also thinking eventually of, we're hoping, God willing, that we'll have another cabin right about there that we'll have a kitchen in and a place to sit and relax for people to gather.
What are we calling it?
The sitting and eating cabin. We've already got the sleeping cabin going up.
The girls want to call it a long house, but we're not sure that that's proper. So we'd love your feedback.
And that's about where that would go. So that's also not going to get a breeze from this spot.